Welcome back, Golan-Globus. Round 3 for us, round 1 for you. Why am I opening? Why, it's because it's Christmas in July, where we flip the scripts and Griff programs the show all July long. Ain't that right, Griff?
It's gonna be a hot Griffmas. It's gonna be a steamy Griffmas, and it's gonna be a Griffmas full of technical difficulties, man.
I hope it's not gonna be a Griffmas full of. I hope this is an anomaly.
We try to just go have a nice evening with our friends, come back, do a nice little Van Damme episode.
Knock this out, no problem. We're pros. This is episode 317, I believe.
It's not like we have a guest on. Well, we probably do sound a little different right now. Yeah. Because the program we've been using for the last 6 years has decided to stop working at exactly 22 minutes and 12 seconds in rounds 1 and 2. Yeah. So here we are.
This is our third opener.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we noticed, by the time we started with the movie, we noticed it crashed.
Yes.
But still, this is, don't give a shit if this is a shitty episode.
Right. We're
tired. We both worked today. This is a Friday, but we usually record on Saturdays where we're fresh. But no, we're tired.
Tired?
And we don't want to give you a shitty episode. We really don't, especially with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's right. So we want to talk about.
It fits the movie, Griff, because the killer's name, the Sandman, and boy, did he put me to sleep.
I've got the sand in my eyes right now.
Yeah,
I'm feeling.
Hey, I got a 45-minute drive home after this.
It's gonna be a great night for you, but you do have that full day off for you tomorrow.
One day off, and then I work every day until the next time we record.
Yeah, Murray, the hardworking man, just never forget.
Call me the working man. That's what I am. Thank you, Geddy Lee. Canadian character in this episode. It's Canada Day, by the way, today. I think it is.
No, July 1st, I think.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I thought it was July 1st. It might be based on the weekend.
I don't know. I have a Canadian friend, and she said it's Canada Day.
Oh, well, obviously I have to,
acquiesce. I don't know.
Done 3 intros, they have not sounded anything the same.
Well, that's why we're so damn good. I don't want to repeat myself.
That's why it's hard to do.
That's why, because these aren't scripted people. I know there's tons of people that have the script out and they just read it over and over again and they edit it. No.
We raw dog it.
We raw dog it all night long. Our dicks are rubbed raw. Bleeding, if you would.
Bleeding raw dog.
Speaking of which, when you're listening to this, hopefully if we finish this fucking episode,
oh my God,
it will be 4th of July Eve. They call it the 3rd of July. And talking about raw dogs, we're going to be having some I'm not going to have any hot dogs. I don't like hot dogs.
No.
But are you having any hot dogs on the 4th?
I don't really. You know what? Despite my love of hot dogs, I don't eat them very often.
No.
If there's one out on the Barbie, I learned that from my Aussie book. Listen last week's episode.
You want to speak Australian, just put IE at the end of every word.
Hazy.
Yeah.
That's hospital, people.
Hot doggy. Can I have a hot doggy? Can I have a hottie doggy?
No, you are so wrong about that.
Can I have a hottie doggy?
Murray, it's called a glizzy.
Ew.
It is.
But like once again, just had an IE. What the fuck's wrong with you Australians?
So a hot dog should be called a glizz?
No, it should be called a hottie doggy. I can go for a hottie doggy right now. I'd like to glizz it down my throat. Yeah, we're tired, people. This is gonna be
slapstick humor all night.
This is gonna be slap happy.
Oh my god, for sure. Oh my god. So we have both. This is the material we have done too many times now.
Yeah.
We have both seen.
Believe me, our first two were excellent.
Excellent.
Don't let this shitty opener fool you.
We have both seen this movie in our
in our formative years.
Formative years. Yeah. Beautiful way to say that. Yeah. You were never really that big of a JCVD guy.
I enjoy Jean-Claude Van Damme, but no, he didn't mean as much to me as he meant to you. I was a Schwarzenegger guy, so I'm older. But I enjoy, Bloodsport's in my top 5 favorite canon movies of all time.
Right.
So I do appreciate the Van Damme.
So you did go out and rent this movie.
Yeah.
And you did not really remember anything, but
I remember the Sandman. I remember it took place in prison. That was all.
That's it.
Yeah.
This was in my heyday of Jean-Claude. He was at his peak for me. I got this movie expecting the world. I was like, there's no Black Eagle happening here. Jean-Claude. A lot of confusing parts for me in this movie. But there's one thing I remember. And it's the last scene of this movie, and that's about it. This is a very meh movie.
Yeah, mid, as the kids say. But the interesting fact about this movie is it's technically his last canon film, because Canon financed this film. They got bought by MGM, and it was released as an MGM film, if you believe IMDb, which I believe everything written on IMDb.
Yes. I did see somebody put out there that 9/11 was an inside job, so I believe that.
Yeah, that was our friend Andy.
Earth is flat. I believe that.
Yeah. Well, we haven't proven it yet. We've only been to space and actually put cameras on the Earth, but we still haven't proven it.
Well, I need to see it for myself.
Because we've seen, unless we've never been to space, I don't know what they believe, but we see, because in their belief, it's like the whole world is like a circle and it's flat. So but when you're in space, we've seen pictures from space. Mm-hmm. We see only half of the world. So is the other half of the world underneath the flag? Like gravity is I guess really strong down under.
Right, down on the...
They're glizzying this everything.
Oh, yeah, they shrimp up the glizzies.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Remember a hot dog with shrimp on it?
That doesn't sound pleasant. That's like the most anti-Jew meal of all time. Pork and shellfish.
Oh my God. Okay. So
all you people that are anti-Zionists now all of a sudden, because that's the hot trend.
It is the hot trend.
For 4th of July, because this is 4th of July Eve, have a fucking glizzy with some shrimpy on the Barbie. And show those Jews what you mean. I don't like... Golan-Globus Theater, 2 Israelis. I got no problem with it. That's the thing. When people are like anti-Israel now, we wouldn't have Golan-Globus if there was no Israel, because they're both Israelis. Menachem Golan and Yoram Globus.
I think there's mostly anti-Israeli government.
Whatever.
I don't think there's that many. There's the usual.
Hey, we're not political here, all right? I just want to have a glizzy and enjoy my 4th of July, just like you are, getting away from the family. You're like, I need to get away. I need to go to my happy place. That's Golan-Globus.
All right, I see what's going on here. You have Jean-Claude, your shorts up to your nipples. Relax them. Let's get back into our wheelhouse, our roundhouse, if you will. Let's talk Jean-Claude. Let's talk about his movies. Let's talk about the fact that he's always got a politician as a bad guy, a rich man as a bad guy, or some kind of crooked cop as his bad guy. Let's talk about that.
Because this movie is crooked prison guards.
We get crooked business guards.
Business guards? What's a business guard?
I'm sorry. Prison guards. It's late.
Yeah.
Crooked prison guards, excuse me. Crooked politicians.
Yeah.
We get it. We get like and rich people.
Well, because they're the awful people.
We get it all.
Bring that back, people. Rich people, shit.
Yes. I don't care what color the rich person is. Let's get them all out there. Let's have some fucking fun. Let's get a Patrick Kilpatrick as a villain again. Let's get a Danny Trejo out there as a fucking drug. Yeah,
This reminds me.
I'm a business guy.
Who is? Name me one memorable villainous actor from the past 20 years. You can't, because there's not. There was a million of them.
That's it.
There was a million of them. No, but I'm talking about people that, like Tom Hardy plays all types of characters. I'm talking about people. Patrick Kilpatrick always played villains.
Yeah.
And everything. And so did a lot of the, Zadar.
Yeah.
All these classic villains. Fucking Drago.
Yeah.
Who is that? Who is the equivalent of that now? This is why this is why no one goes to the movies anymore.
Yeah, well, yeah, again, we don't make interesting movies. We don't make just fucking fly-by-night movies that you just go in and say, that was good, and leave and never think about it again.
We don't let interesting-looking people in the movies. Instead, we get pretty people like Chris Hemsworth.
There we go.
Talking about anti-Semitic, that nose in Furiosa. Come on, people. But yeah, I mean, we have plenty of ugly people in the world, and they're usually better actors anyway.
Yeah.
Let them shine.
There. Getting so boring. They're like, hey, blockbuster. And blockbusters are the most boring movies usually. How are the blockbusters the most boring movies?
Any movie that has to please everybody is going to please nobody.
Let's just fucking narrow our lane. They do it all day on Netflix now.
This is why we need more canon films. We need these like mid-level film studios. But everything got gobbled up by the conglomerates.
Yeah.
And we're suffering as a result because we're not getting, and I don't know why I'm saying this, because the movie we're doing sucks this week.
It's so mid.
Yeah.
Lover of JCVD.
But still, it's better than the shit we're getting right now.
Oh, yeah. No, I would go see this movie and be like, wow, Murray, I didn't really like this movie.
But I enjoyed it better than the latest Jason Statham movie.
And it's still somehow going to take us fucking 2 hours to talk about this movie.
Yeah.
This is one of the most convoluted Jean-Claude movies.
What was for you? I didn't think it was that convoluted, but...
No. You didn't let me finish, as usual. Interrupter.
Right.
It's one of the most convoluted Jean-Claude movies.
Well, most of his movies up until now...
Tournament.
Tournaments.
You just get into a tournament, and the reporter is into you, and you're asexual. But in this movie, he is mostly asexual.
He's predatory in this movie.
But then gets, he's been in prison. We've never seen JC in prison.
So are you saying this is a commentary on the prison system, that he creates rapists instead of punishes rapists?
Yeah, I think
so. In fact,
so.
It makes you more rapey.
Murray,
rape is currency in prison. We know this. We've seen enough movies. We know tossing salad came from the prison system. They were the first to do it.
Yeah. They're the first person to put a cherry on a butthole.
That's debatable.
It makes the salad all the sweeter.
Well, if you're having a Black Caesar.
Well, you definitely don't want a cherry on a Black Caesar.
By the way, Abra, we know who Larry Cohen is. All right. We did Maniac Cop and Black Caesar. All right. We've seen some of his other movies as well. This is the first sex thriller by last week's episode. Go check it out. Special effects.
I had a friend name drop because I actually saw face to face some of my coworkers. One of them's kind of into horror and everything, and so he brought.
You talk about the Saw movies?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. So he was bringing up an Italian director, and I didn't recognize the name. I was like, that seems familiar. It wasn't Dario Argento.
Okay.
And so I was like, huh?
The Fulci?
It was like Lucio Fulci. Was it
Fulci? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was the guy who did Murder Rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fulci.
And so I was like, I know that name. And I went and looked, and I was like, oh, shit, I know this movie. It's pretty goddamn good. You should check that one out.
What was the movie?
Murder Rock.
Oh, he recommended Murder Rock to you?
No, he only gave me the director.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, my friends want to start watching like this Fulci guy. And I was like, oh, I know that name. And I said, start here. This was a very entertaining movie.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. We recorded that years ago.
Yeah.
Last year.
Classic.
Last year?
No, a couple years ago.
Couple
that
years
was
ago.
for Halloween.
Oh, that's right. That was Halloween.
I forget what we did last year.
I forget where we're at in this episode.
Yeah, well, this is our third attempt.
Yeah.
Should we just go to the fucking trailer and get this over with? Should we rip the Band-Aid off?
Let me go ahead and introduce these people. It's Griffmas in July. It's not Murray's job to introduce the trailer. It's my job.
It's not a Murray Christmas. It's Griffmas in July.
A goddamn right it is. You can have some other fucking bullshit holiday, like the other 11 months.
A whole year, yeah. You know the Black history of
Golan-Globus Theater.
Right.
All right, everybody, if you're still listening, you must have...
You must hate your family.
A death warrant.
And that's the promise.
First, he demolished the supreme player in the most brutal sport in the world. Then, he crushed the competition in a contest nobody plays for kicks. Now,
what's the problem?
He faces a new challenge, only this time there are no rules. And nobody's playing games.
Detective Burke, we want to send you undercover into Harrison as a prisoner.
Van Damme is Burke.
You're not going to last too long. It's not a threat. It's a promise.
He's got the toughest job a cop can do.
Prisoners hate cops more than anything else. It's a hit list. You're a dead man.
His cover has been blown.
What are you doing in my prison?
It's too late.
Your number's next on the list.
And the odds are impossible.
Welcome to hell!
Van Damme, he loves a good fight. Death Warrant.
That was a great trailer, wasn't it? I don't know. I don't listen. Griff. Death Warrant.
You want me to lead into the episode? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is your choice.
Everybody, here we are on the streets of LA, and you know what that means. Porn store, liquor store, church. Congregation is in process, though. So they're all in the church.
All cursey, prowling the streets.
That's right. And then we have an abandoned building. And right outside that building, pants pulled way up to the nipples.
So we know who it is. It's Jean-Claude playing, I'm going to say it's pronounced Louis Burke. We'll call him Burke because that's what he's referred to in this movie.
Yeah.
He is loaned out by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Loaned him out to the LAPD to catch the serial killer, the Sandman. Why? Because he killed my partner.
If only Bush's administration allowed the Mounties to loan out to
there
the
was
States.
a TV show. I forget what it was called, but it was about a Mountie that was like working with a regular cop.
Murray, if they still allowed it, we never would have had 9/11.
You're right about that.
I know I am. I read it on IMDb.
He's going to go in. He's ready to go in. They located the Sandman, the serial killer, but then they're like, hey, wait for backup. This is LA, pal. This ain't Canada where you guys don't play by the rules. That's all Canadians do.
This man, he killed my partner.
We have procedures. We know LAPD in 1990 was all about following procedures.
My hands are tied.
As he's going in, 3 cholos show up.
Of course they do. Boombox on the shoulder.
This is Angel Town, baby.
Oh, man.
Just say they got the fucking shorts that go down to their knees with the tube socks that go up to their knees. They got the fucking flannel shirt with just the top button. They got the fucking... It's fucking... Are we sure these are gangbangers? Maybe it's a suicidal tendency to just got out of a concert.
One guy did have the pirate's hat on.
And they're like, oh, they said, what you doing in East LA?
Are you getting a Pepsi?
And it's like, no, I prefer Coca-Cola. And then he does roundhouses this dude.
It is... You've always told me if a man ever offers me a Pepsi on the streets, I'm going to roundhouse him. So this is...
I'm going to be institutionalized.
All
I don't want is a Pepsi.
See, guys, our best material comes out at 11:30 p.m. on the East Coast.
Yeah. Milk and Pepsi. You ever had a milk and Pepsi?
Is that a thing?
It was Laverne and Shirley thing. That was like
Laverne.
Laverne's like drink. And no, I think I might have tried it, but it just sounds disgusting, right?
Yeah, that sounds
Milk
awful.
and Pepsi. Don't try that.
I had a coffee Coca-Cola once.
That
Before
sounds
I
good. Is that good?
I didn't like coffee at the time,
Yeah.
and they discontinued it, so that makes sense. But it probably would be pretty decent.
Yeah, everyone's crazy about coffee. But hey, anyway, he takes out the Cholo. Super easy. It's Jean-Claude after all.
Yeah.
I'm going to go in.
Now this, it looks like he's looking at a movie theater. They kept showing like the movie theater next door. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it said films of Christopher Neville now playing.
Exactly. So I was like, oh shit, Neville. This is in the Neville-verse.
Yeah.
And then he turns behind him where the camera's not focused on at all and goes up into this Arabella sex house.
Yeah.
You got fucking a guy in heart-shaped boxers.
Well, yeah,
and a boxing glove.
remember he had to pay for his sins first, so there was the guy playing the squeeze box.
Yeah, the organ grinder.
Hey, honey, pay for your sins. I can tell you have some glutes on you. You go in for free, big boy.
Jean-Claude is the original butt man. He was wearing...
He popularized butts.
Yes.
You didn't notice that. It wasn't until Jean-Claude... It was all about titties.
Yes.
70s and 80s, big old jugs. And then Jean-Claude hit the scene. Everyone wanted some big-ass glutes.
You make this very clear in so many episodes. You're a legs. You're an ass man.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude himself made Griff, your boy Griff, your dear boy Griff, sweet baby Griff, made him an ass and leg man.
Oh, hey.
That's how it worked out.
He made the whole world. Him and Sir Mix-a-Lot should be given...
Baby got back?
Yeah.
My mom played that all the time for the children across the street.
That sounds very appropriate.
That is the most real story that sounds stupid that I've ever
So he
said.
pays for his sins. He walks up the palace, sees somebody's playing a little too rough because there's a naked woman dead on a bed.
That's right.
Little wind chimes go off.
I love this dilapidated house.
Was the wind chimes here, or is the Sandman setting up his lair? Is he like Dexter? He sets up his kill room.
You see, we've already made this movie better.
Yeah.
Because we're giving more depth to the Sandman, which had zero depth.
No character development.
Maybe a dream catcher somewhere, or
that would be so much better. He's the Sandman after all.
Guys, this is why you're listening.
Give me a dream, Burke.
Exactly.
And he should have like pulled it out in that scene, like a little dream catcher.
What if
that's perfect because that was so big in the early '90s. Dream
Yes.
catchers. I remember I dated a girl who had a dream. I was like, what the fuck?
Murray, the first girl that I had the audacity to try to get down her pants on had dream catchers and wolf posters all over her room.
Wow, very feral.
Well, they caught my hand too. I didn't get anywhere that night.
So, okay. So,
hey, it's 11:30. It's time for brunch.
He goes. It is G&G after dark, literally.
And everybody,
It's gonna be sun. The sun's gonna be rising by the time we're done with.
I
this
didn't get the
episode.
consent, so you know what? Walked away.
Away.
Just walk away.
He goes up to like what was it like an armoire? What was like? Was it a closet? What was
Yeah,
it?
no, here's the wind chimes, and then the camera focuses on it, and then he realized there's a closed door. That's suspicious in this dilapidated house. The door should be falling off the hinges, of course. He's been into some of these Arabella sex houses.
He
knows how they
opens
run.
it up. It is a doll, a symbol of innocence. Innocence lost, if you will.
And yes, he is going through all this poetry in his mind, and almost in Dune fashion, you're hearing his thoughts. This is a ball. It is innocence.
This was melange.
It's like that movie, The Bicycle.
As he says that, Burke, his nemesis, the Sandman. By the way, they outside of the throwaway line, "He killed my partner." There's no development of their rivalry.
None. There
at
needs
all.
to be so bad. Wrestling 101. Why are these people rivals? We have no clue. We're jumping
Well, we
in.
know the partner thing.
That's
but
it.
Still, like we could have. I mean, look, I don't want to complain about a movie that comes in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But we could use a 5-minute, maybe a little opening scene where we see his partner being killed, preferably a black man to show how open he is, like liberal he is.
We could easily take the scalpel to this movie and make it make way more sense. We already did the Dreamcatcher thing. We've already added to Sandman to make him make sense.
He should have been like, dream a little dream with me, bro.
He should have gone so much further because this movie just literally
glizzies us.
It glizzies us with.
Did we use that in this opener? Because this is our third opener, so I don't know if people even know what glizzy is.
No, we did not. That was the other one, I think.
Okay.
Or maybe. I think it was the other one.
Australians call hot dogs glissies, which makes me want to vomit.
Liz with Zeds.
It's even more disgusting. It's like something you deep throat or something.
Well, isn't that how we eat hot dogs?
No, I chew.
That's how you taste it the best.
Hey, what are you, Joey Chestnut? Maybe he does, but
Joey.
Which, by the way,
kicked out.
This is 3rd of July, or as we call it in America, 4th of July Eve.
Yeah, that's right.
There's gonna be a lot of hot dogs getting glizzied tomorrow.
You're taking that day off?
No, I gotta work that.
America's holiday. Murray is working. Just remember,
I'm doing exactly what our businessmen want us to do. Work every fucking day.
I know. It's fucking disgusting as shit. I hate that. I
took Juneteenth off, so I gotta work on 4th of July.
I had you.
So that's a little jump scare. There's just a fucking doll.
And then, of course, we're getting the real scare.
And to let you know that the Sandman is insane, he's wearing the most cliche outfit. I don't think, maybe in the 1950s, insane people only wore pajamas and a robe, but it's the most insulting fucking thing for mentally ill people to be wearing. Like they're children. Like he's literally wearing pajamas and a robe.
Bunny slippers, full on fucking robe down to like his ankles because you want them to cover it up.
And Burke just unloads on him because this is personal.
Yeah, he gets slashed at a little bit, but then he gets thrown because Sandman, by the way, we learn right here.
Played by Patrick Kilpatrick.
Patrick Kilpatrick.
Of Showdown fame.
Best
friends of our best friend, Paul London.
Go look at Patrick Kilpatrick's IMDb. Again, we don't remember which intro we said this in. So maybe we already said this, maybe we didn't. Go look at Patrick Kilpatrick's IMDb. There is a sizzle reel that opens up on the page. That is the friend of Golan-Globus Theater, Paul London, in that first shot.
Acting with Patrick Kilpatrick.
In a movie that never came out.
Straight from the horse's mouth. Paul told me that himself.
Yes.
So, he gets blasted.
No. This is the thing I needed to say. Yeah. Very much like a new wrestler coming into the territory, the babyface got to beat the big heel. Sandman has superhuman strength.
Of course. All crazy people have superhuman strength.
He gut punches Van Damme, and Van Damme's all about his core and his legs. Yeah. In this movie, he must have been on the gas because his fucking arms are looking huge. I thought he was on the gas.
Okay.
But he gets thrown 14 feet into a tiny little bed frame for a child. Innocence again. The ball
lost.
And while he's down there, Sandman's cutting a promo. Hey, why don't you take a rocket ship to the moon where I am, dusting people to sleep? Come with me to the chaos of the cosmos.
The Ultimate Warrior, right? That promo for him?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Go on.
Put the fuel in the rocket. Blast off to Sleepy Town. And Jean-Claude does what I would do, opens fire on this guy.
Yes.
Multiple gunshots. And then, I gotta say, man, the one-liners, horrible in this.
Awful.
You are under arrest. After so we're assuming he killed him because he didn't load it. But insane people feel no pain. We know that.
Yeah.
And they cannot be stopped with bullets.
I believe that's a Slayer song. The criminally insane feel no pain. Yeah.
16 months. Why 16 months? Not 12 months, not 18 months. 16. 31 months later.
Is it like a child? Should this be 1 year, 4 months?
okay, we established he's on loan from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Correct.
He's a Quebecer. That explains his accent. 'Cause remember, this is the era where we always had to explain why Jean-Claude has a French accent.
Have you ever, besides The Quest, I think The Quest is probably the last movie you watched?
In the theater, yeah.
No, for Van Damme, you've watched Expendables, maybe?
Yeah, I saw Expendables.
Do you think you've ever watched another feature Jean-Claude movie after that? Or I guess like before that, kind of.
I mean, we have for the show I have, but no.
I can't.
We saw Time Cop. I saw Time Cop.
I'm sorry. I'm doing such a bad job because we're working in such a weird time zone here. Because it's like no one watched Van Damme like 96 after.
Yeah, I did.
The last movie we watched was Sudden Death, which was 95. Yeah. I didn't even watch 96 and beyond. Like Expendables, I tried to watch. JCVD, I tried to watch, which was meta and weird, so I stopped watching it.
Okay.
But I don't know if he stopped doing like the normal JCVD thing. Guys, this is something we're gonna explore.
I think at this point we just accepted that he is not going to do an American accent. He's just going to do a French accent.
That was the point.
Much like Schwarzenegger never lost that. That's that. I mean, look, I like Jean-Claude, but you're no Schwarzenegger, dude. Schwarzenegger can get away with it. You can't. All right.
I do like when JCVD is the strong silent type, though. Like Arnold. Like his best roles are when he's
not talking.
Not talking.
So Burt comes in his best '90s suit. He's in LA still. It's like, why? Why are they calling him in? Why? Because, and first of all, everyone greets him like Burke. You know, he's doing the fucking black handshake with everybody. And...
Well, Murray, okay. They are playing the Full Moon production music right now.
That's horrible.
It's all drums and percussion, various percussion instruments and everything. And boop, boop, boop. Thank you. Great. He hugs a black woman, shakes hands with the black man, walks over to another black man eating popcorn, takes a little bit. In fact, the black man, like, basketball shoots some popcorn into his mouth.
That is metaphorically saying he is a man of the people, even the black people.
Guys, this goes back to
How was our Juneteenth? And this is back when nobody knew what the fuck that even meant.
Except.
Did you jump the broom? That's another black thing.
The black population, yeah, of course.
What are you doing for Kwanzaa? And then, so he's accepted. It's like, this is the blackest white man I've ever met, they're saying.
Well, it's very important.
Which means he's cool.
Think about how, guys, I know conservatives are just now realizing half the shit they liked when they were growing up is what they would call woke. Think of how woke that scene was that we just discussed.
Well, it's setting up later on why he smoothly moves into the black part of the prison. Most people would just be shivved immediately.
Think about this, too. He's a cop.
Yeah.
A white cop. Who's friends.
Oh, so white he's Canadian.
So
that's the whitest of whites.
It's all snow up there.
Yeah.
It never ends.
So he's being brought in by the Attorney General, Tom Vogler.
Good name.
And why? We don't have undercover agents in America.
Not one's the convicts in the prison.
We're flying someone all the way across the country.
Yeah.
He's that good.
Because Quebec is just like north of us. Right?
And it's just for the hell of it. By the way, this has nothing to do with the Sandman case. This is a totally different case. This is 16 months later.
This is the other disconnect from this movie. Why isn't this connected somehow to the Sandman case? That would make sense. That's what I thought this movie was about.
No, not. He's brought into the Attorney General, but he notices a little sweet honey named Amanda. Yeah, he's going to be the love interest of our hero, even though it's the most bizarre non-chemistry love scene we've seen since Neil Breen.
I got to say, Murray, there's a fact here that's happening. If Jean-Claude wears a suit, Baby Griff doesn't like it. Black Eagle, suit.
No retreat, no surrender.
No retreat, no surrender. Yeah. Suit. I wouldn't have liked it as a kid. This movie, he wears a suit in this scene. And he is there. He's present for this meeting. You got what'd you say his name was? Dan Keene? Did you mention Dan
I
Keene?
did not. I mentioned Tom Vogler.
Oh, Tom Vogler.
He's
of course.
the Attorney General.
He's the
One
Attorney
of his
General.
underling is named Keene, who obviously is a criminal because he's bald. And
He's
this is
up-
1990.
And he's got the big old mustache.
He looks like G. Gordon Liddy, who was one of the Watergate criminals.
Oh, shit. I thought he reminded me
That's
of...
what they were trying to channel, that look.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because I kept thinking of King
So
Crimson.
immediately don't trust this guy. I don't trust him because of the mustache. And
I got
he
my
has no
mustache
hair.
back, Murray.
He has no hair. So
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's the
Please
villain.
repeat that again.
Tom Keene has no hair.
There we go.
So I'm like, I can't trust this guy. This is the villain right here. And so he's like, look, you're the greatest Canadian mounted undercover cop. He does wear that hat while he's undercover. I don't know why he did that.
You got to wear the hat, man.
But
Don't
he's
be
like,
wrong.
look, there is a problem with the prisons right now.
The assistant warden was just murdered. We got these 9 other prisoners who've shown up dead.
But that's not important. What's important is it's an election year, and the governor wants this problem to go away. You're our man. That's why we flew you all the way across the country.
But you must have other undercover detectives. Why me?
You're from Quebec, Burke. We'll throw you in, and no one will know you.
Who do I contact? Who
This
knows?
committee, no one will know about this undercover job, but this committee, 3 people in this room.
John Claude gives a long drink over there at Amanda.
Amanda Hug and Kiss was her full name.
Amanda Hug and Kiss. Or I can't even figure out this stupid joke, and I know it so well.
It's a Simpsons fucking.
I know it is.
I'm looking for Amanda Hug and Kiss. Get it?
It's too tired, Murray. And of course, he's just like, I had to think about it.
Well, how about this? We're going to put you in. Your crime will be armed robbery. That's what those scumbag prisoners respect. Violent crimes.
Amanda here. She'll be your wife and your liaison.
And that's when he goes, I have to think about it.
He gets that peak in his eyebrow, like the Rock.
I thought you were going to say his knot on his head started throbbing.
What is with that knot? Was that always there?
Yeah, he always had that knot on his head.
What is with that knot?
It happened like in a fight.
Stunt?
Fight. It happened before he became a movie star.
Oh, really? He's always had it?
Yeah, when he was competing.
Yeah, I didn't
At
realize
least that's the
that.
story he gives.
I didn't realize that.
So Burke is walking out. Amanda comes up. Look, I think you should do this. I don't know. He's like, how long have you been doing this? He's like, oh, I just graduated from law school a couple years ago.
Top of my class, Arkansas.
Arkansas. I'd be worried too.
Well, John Claude he's just like, I don't know, Arkansas, you do not have enough smart.
You do not have experience. You are not enough smart. And she's like, look, I can handle this. I want to stop these killings. All right, well, do this for me. I don't know why he's doing this. Why does he automatically suspects the Sandman's involved because he's like, see if there are any serial killers in this. Or maybe it was because
puncture in the head is the only clue I think we had at this point.
I don't think they even released
that.
No,
they didn't have that, yeah.
So he's like, I guess he's so good at being undercover. The only criminal he knows that would know him is the Sandman.
Because he would be in L.A. Why wouldn't
he be back in the mental institute? He obviously escaped from because he was obviously wearing the pajamas and the robe, the international symbol of I'm insane.
Yeah, which based on what this movie tells us later, he should have been wearing the staff of the medical facility he was in's outfits. That's what he does.
So it starts raining, even though it's bright sunlight. And she's like, Louis, you're getting wet. He's like, I bet you are too. Because see, this is what passes for chemistry and like sexual tension in this movie.
But what have you always taught us, Murray?
Wetter the better.
But you can't have love
without hate. Well, yeah. I'm just saying, yeah. Yeah, love without hate.
Yeah.
But also, it needs to be wet love. I don't want to.
So focused on the wetness here.
Yeah, Well, it's raining. It's a metaphor for a WAP. That's
Wet?
wet ass pussy for all
Oh,
you
Ben Shapiro's?
Yeah, Ben Shapiro's out there. So he agrees apparently, because the next scene we see, he's being bussed in to prison. So we get this scene. It's much like when we're establishing a police precinct. We see hookers being brought in. We see the guys in the yard pumping iron. We see them playing basketball.
It's amazing how unsafe this prison is because the main gates just open up and there's prisoners standing there. They get out the fucking gates.
They're not going to, because we meet a guy named DeGraff who runs a pretty tight ship.
Yeah, DeGriff. He's always fingering everybody's pies.
Fingering something. And so they're busting in. Hey, fresh fish, man. Hey, we're going to rape you. You know, all the great prison lingo.
But did you like the extras here? Because we got hair. We got fucking... This movie is constantly telling us no races can mix here. They all hate each other.
Well, that's prison. Right
and yeah. But yet here in the yard, when the new fish come in, they're all
united and they want to rape new people. Yeah.
They're all
the one thing that unites all criminals.
New buttholes.
Yeah. And so this is where we meet Sergeant DeGraff, who runs a tight ship. He comes out. He's a peanut guy.
Tight hole, if you will.
He's got his little nightstick with his peanuts in his hand. He cracks them in his hand. I didn't get this scene. Why?
I hated this scene.
He walks up to one of the fresh fish and drops a peanut shell.
And this fresh fish, by the way, has an awful mullet.
Yeah.
Looks like a total fucking sleaze bag. And I'm like, I fucking hate this guy. And he does this little crack.
First of all, he's a criminal. He hates authority. So why does he he cracks the peanut, drops the shell, and he goes to pick it up almost immediately.
The graph drops the shell. The convict leans down, picks it up, and gets bonked in the head.
And he goes, I told you not to move.
So obviously, this is a babyface convict. He's been convicted for the wrong reason. He's a good civilian. He
hates litter, apparently.
He hates litter, uses his turn blinkers. He always tips his waitresses and waiters.
Then DeGraff tries that trick with our hero Burke. And
he just saw it.
Yeah, and he actually, so he's obviously not going to do anything. He just stares right in the eyes of DeGraff, and DeGraff goes, following rules would be the difference between life and death here, buddy.
Next up, Murray, we take Burke in for his physical. He's in the white.
Spread your cheeks.
You
got the flashlight up the asshole.
I hate this. Everybody has tighty whities on, except
I thought they were all wearing boxer shorts.
Jean-Claude was the only one wearing boxer shorts, and they were pulled up to his nipples, as one does. He invented. This is the new look. Look, if you go watch women's wrestling right now, they love this new look. Where they have a wedgie and half their butt cheek is hanging out.
I love that look too. I prefer that over G-string. I like that the booty shorts.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Too. Hey, babyface Griff here talking. I agree with this. But Jean-Claude invented it right here. He's got this look going on right now. And this doctor, Gradum,
I didn't know he had a name.
Murray, he's got a name, and I
do know that he played Ferengi on Deep Space Nine.
He was Ferengi, really?
He was the main Ferengi.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Maybe that's why I recognize him.
So there's a lot.
Murray? Gottman.
Well, he's got men by their balls because he's giving a physical. So he's like, turn that off.
Yep. And then he happens on one person who looks too beautiful, too muscular. Oh, you must be this Burke character I've been hearing about. Let me look at your file. Are you in line, sir? I'm in line. AB negative blood? Are you for real? That's real rare. Like a Ferengi. He's just like, there's so many business opportunities
here.
So
now we're like, so what? Why does he care about his blood type? Interesting.
Why is he taking so many fucking notes about his blood type?
Now, if you've ever watched a prison movie, you know our white hero must meet a seasoned black character, wise beyond his years, who is going to teach our white character the ropes of prison, because black people apparently understand prison better than white people. And we meet Hawkins, played by Robert Guillaume, of Benson fame. If you watched 80s TV.
Ben? Really?
Yeah, a show called Benson.
I know that show. I didn't watch it. I know of it.
And he's just all business. Like, Burke, you are number 72689. Remember it? Because I won't.
And so Burke, of course, hey there, you look like a good friend. Shake my hand. Let's be friends. Chess?
And he's like, I don't want none of that, pal. Keep it moving. So now we're at the cell. We got the classic scene. You got to meet your cellmate.
That's right. But before we
They're going to test you, dude.
That's right. So Jean-Claude walks into a cell, looks at the top bunk, and there's a radio there. So he's
Little
just
boombox.
yeah, he's just like, fuck, I hope that new Euromantic song is on.
The what?
Euromatics? Is that a band?
Euromatics.
Did I make that up?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Isn't
about.
that a band?
Euromatics?
Euromatics? Euromantrix? I thought that was a band. Oh.
Anyway, he was like, where's the new Rush song? He's Canadian. So he's like,
Of course.
Tom Sawyer. And then this is where we meet another character. I never got his name. What is his name?
I thought I put it in the notes here at this point. Oh no, Konefke. Konefke.
Konefke. Okay. So I think we said this in one of our many intros, but maybe not this one. This is a very forward-thinking prison where you can just wear whatever you want.
Oh my god!
Like you're not wearing like just a jumpsuit like in real prison.
Yeah.
So he's got the Stone Cold Steve Austin fucking leather vest and no shirt on, but he has no muscles to back it up.
No muscles to back it up.
Looks like fucking Chachi from Happy Days.
Good fucking call. He's got such fucking, what's that guy's name?
Scott Baio?
Scott Baio vibes, where he's just like, I'm projecting a tough guy. Meanwhile, like you said, everybody gets whatever they want to wear and comfortable in. So Jean-Claude gets high-waisted jeans that he can pull up to his nipples, and he gets like a cut-off sleeve of his jean shirt.
Fitted, like they were like taking measurements in that physical thing. It was the most fitted shirt.
Yeah.
Sleeves, like it's short sleeve, but he still folded it up a little
Yeah.
to show off the bicep.
He had it cut to a point where he could still roll the sleeves a little bit.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think he was gassed at this time because he looked bigger than I remember.
Be surprised.
Yeah.
But so Konefke's like,
that's my radio.
What's that?
Snake. Because he was pushing like an intense attitude at this point.
So Jean-Claude is going for the bed. You don't get a bed, pal. Unless you got to pay for it. 500 big ones for that real estate. I do not have any money.
Well, that means what you got to do is get on all fours. We're going to pop your little daddy, Jerry.
Pull open those cheeks, buddy. And then he pulls a shiv on our boy. Everybody had shivs made out of plastic. He had a spork that was sharpened to a point.
Yeah. Because, of course, Jean-Claude said, well, I do not play punk.
He's like, I do not pay, and I do not punk. And then he just slaps the fuck. I mean, this is Scott Baio, for fuck's sake. He just slaps it away. And the guy's like, hey, whatever, I'll suck your dick. And he's just like,
you can have the top bunk. It's okay. I think I would like the bottom bunk.
I think I am more of a power bottom. And then we're at the mess hall. This is another classic scene we got to have. We got Hawkins is in line. Burt gets up because he's like, this guy knows everything that's going on. I can tell. He's been here for a while. He's got the dead eye. He pointed it out earlier. He's like, what are you looking at? My dead fucking eye? Yeah, I got stabbed in mine. And he's just like, hey, I would like to talk to you. Yeah, I don't have anything to say to you. You
know me? 72689? Yeah, I know you. I'm not talking to you.
And then Perez, our Cholo buddy, shows up with another sharpened spork, threatening.
Murray, I hate to say this. You don't even have to laser disc this. He has a spoon. It wasn't sharpened. It was a straight up spoon. Well, I hate to say this.
You could scoop a guy's eyeball out with that, and this is dead. He can't see it.
We've learned this from all of wrestling in the past. So, yeah, he has one eye already. Pop the other eye out, he's done.
Burt grabs the hand holding the shiv spoon, flicks it, breaks it 'cause it's plastic.
Right. Perez is going on about how they had some war, and Hawkins tell him, hey, we don't even fucking mingle anymore. Drop it. And N-words are dropped hard in this movie. So Perez introduces him.
Of course. It's
Yeah, exactly. Again, maybe this is, why this movie doesn't work as a Jean-Claude. Jean-Claude seems like a PG-13 kind of guy.
Too dark for Jean-Claude?
I think so, Murray.
No.
Honestly, I think so.
And so Jean-Claude snaps the spoon and snaps Perez in the face. You're fucking dead, man!
I didn't even realize this until I watched it the second time. He roundhouses him.
There's a lot of pretty tippy taps in this. I'll give that up to Van Damme.
And you want to talk about continuity when we see him in the next scene? He has a bruise on his fucking head. Like, whole face bruised.
DeGraff, because there's about to be a riot in this fucking mess hall. And DeGraff,
Race war, man.
He walks in and he's like, oh, it was the African American who started it, right?
Yep.
He didn't say African American.
Guys, we're dropping hard R's in this movie.
And like, you're always starting shit. And of course, Hawkins is fucking innocent. He's wanting to get his fucking slop. And he goes up to Burke. You keep up with this shit, you ain't gonna last long, buddy. So now we cut to Burke. He thinks like he's got his in with Hawkins. He saved his fucking life.
Right.
So he goes over.
Grab a spoon.
He goes over. Scoop an eye out with that.
Yeah.
Goes over. We hear about in wrestling, people getting eyes getting pumped.
I just said that,
time. So he goes over to the brother. He doesn't understand. This is prison life. Everybody sticks to their own kind. So he's walking up to the black table, and Hawkins like, you're the wrong shade, brother.
Whoa. No. And he's like, well, where should I sit then? Your kind probably will call to you.
Sure.
Hey there, friend.
It's Meth Busey. Is that your name you give him?
That's what I called him. Because he kind of looks
Busey and his friend Keel. And they invite him
over. He would look like a mixed race guy.
Yeah, he didn't look white. Like,
he didn't look.
For a second, I didn't check, but I thought maybe he was the guy who played Tong Po, the buddy of fucking Jean-Claude.
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't look.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
I didn't look either. Because I couldn't find his name either.
Yeah.
So.
And we learned to show how bad he is a Mohawk. So we see like, okay, let's call him Meth Busey. Meth is like, yeah, man.
Probably Busey.
He's got all these names tattooed on the side of his head. That's all his victims, man. He's a bad motherfucker. And fucking Jean-Claude just shrugs his shoulders.
He's got a great one-liner, like you've been talking about. Great one-liner.
And he says it great, perfect microwave timing.
Oh yeah, that's a very special.
That's very special. All right, lock up for the night. Konefsky is like, he realizes he's got to ingratiate himself.
Yeah.
To Burke. So he's like, hey man, want a little pruno for, and we see they're all, of course, making their fucking toilet wine. We learned this is so whoever wrote this must have spent some time in prison. All right. Because
we know who wrote it.
They get David Goyer, writer of the Batman series and a lot of other comic book movies that are not so good.
A lot of prison scenes in those Batman movies.
There are. And he's like, hey man, don't trust the blacks. Or the whites, for that matter, too. Don't trust anybody.
It's prison.
Don't even trust yourself.
It's prison, dog. So, Burke, of course, has to ask, because now that they're cool, they shared from the same tiny little container of pruno.
It's nice that they supply a little milk carton container for them.
The things they get in this prison are fascinating.
Yeah, and I'll come off their ass, too. How do you get that milk carton in your ass?
That's a good question. But Burke is asking, of course, because now that they're friends, they share.
He's here for business. He wants to get the fuck out of here as soon as possible.
What's going on with these people? I didn't get my Van Damme voice ready. What's going on with these people dying mysteriously? And all Konefsky can give them is a nod and a hush. And then he kind of points in a direction, but I don't think it means anything. He points to like a prison guard.
Next day, Amanda, who's playing his wife, shows up. She doesn't get it, Griff.
Yeah, you punched this one.
She's dressed to the nines. This ain't no convict's wife.
She's not here to meet Ric Flair after a match. She's here to meet a convict.
She came back. She's like, look, I didn't see any serial killers in this prison. And here's a little information about the Vicks. They all had puncture wounds to the back of their neck. And the last victim's name was Alvin Barrett. He was just killed a couple days ago.
All right.
Not so bad. You're doing good work. But I need cash. Cash is currency in the prison.
But, Murray, this is the compliment sandwich. That's great work. You're doing so good. But I need cash. But remember, you look lovely. I love this outfit. But don't wear it next time.
You're going to get me killed.
Remember, I'm a bank what was
Armed
it?
robber.
I'm an armed robber. You gotta dress like a slut. Really slut it
Right.
up. Roller
You need to look like, how you say, in Blanc Trash.
My God, that's another Merman production in the future. Don't ever take that fucking right from us. Blanco, Trasho.
DeGraff keeping an eye on Burke. He's like, something wrong. He notices that Amanda's too well dressed.
Yeah, and while he's talking to Amanda, that is Burke, Jean-Claude, he is looking up and noticing that DeGraff and his guard, he's got that one mustache guard. Keller. That was Keller. Helen Keller. He's just like, these motherfuckers. He's up to something.
All right, cut to Amanda. She's wanting to, prove her worth. So she's like, I got to get cash for fucking Burke. And Keel, who we are assuming because he's bald is a villain, is like, no, that's out of the question. He's shutting shit down. So we're like, that's the villain in this movie.
Amanda, you're getting too close to this. We can't give him cash. We can't get him anything. He's doing a great job in there.
And she's like, no, I'm fighting for him. So somehow, I guess the attorney
pay it out of my own fucking pocket.
So,
the
Burke, you notice anytime Burke needs to be somewhere, he's got mop duty.
Yes.
So he's mopping up in the laundry room. And there's a guy who has a little bit of business with him, unfinished business, Perez. And this time, he's got a sharpened spoon.
And I want to say already, they never flesh out this whole bit.
They don't flesh out anything in this movie.
And again, all the connective tissues are here, and they never connect them in this movie. So we just have disjointed parts. But anyways, Perez comes in looking for a fight.
It's in the laundry room. And he's like, this time I brought a friend, essay. Bruce! And oh my God, this is a guy, he's been away from the theater for so long. I'm glad to have him back. This is the one good reason to do this movie.
Exactly. And
we see that receding hairline. We know what it is.
That beautiful mustache with tiny little goatee going on there. Oh my God, it's LEONG.
And he's got a chain.
Not ready for this.
He's got a chain with him.
Oh, of course he does.
But I mean, unfortunately, like, why was he only in the scene? He should have been like a main character.
Yeah. Again, Murray, if we were there, this movie would be in Jean-Claude's upper echelon.
So Burke takes out Perez easily. And then LEONG swinging that chain. Jean-Claude catches it between his body and his arm. Pumps. This is where he does some pretty ass fucking roundhouses in this scene. Some tippy taps as well.
He does some tippy taps. Does some
LEONG gets one roundhouse in himself.
LEONG does get a roundhouse in there, and they do a cut, and you're like, oh shit, was that not? No, that was LEONG. When Perez gets punched into some of the laundry equipment, that was a stand-in. But LEONG, as we know,
he's a stuntman, of course.
Exactly, LEONG, as we know, so he gets the roundhouse kick Jean-Claude in the face.
But Jean-Claude gets the best of him and slams his head right through the window of one of the dryers, taking him out.
Turns it on. You hear the fucking little blade bash him in the face a couple
So we're
times.
back in the cell. He's this reading time. He's reading, I think, Atlas Shrugged something.
Of course. Amanda's a total fucking Ayn Rand fucking.
And Konefki's like, "Hey, what you reading, pal?" "Oh, some Atlas Shrugged. I only read porn." And he's like, shows his penthouse for him.
Little Joey was walking down the road and he met a big tittied mama. Where do you think this story's going?
As he's saying that, Burke pulls back the fuck. He's like, it's a hardcover book. So he pulls back a piece of
there's
paper.
that.
There's money hidden in there. He's like, yes, I got it. All right. Now we just see it's like a POV shot. We're just seeing somebody walking through black town of the prison. Apparently, even the cell blocks are segregated.
Yes.
So it's just black people.
I thought this was kind of a cool shot because it's first person. So it's supposed to be, first person perspective of Burke walking into the black prison cell, and all the black people are just stopping. The record scratches, and everyone.
Well, did you notice?
Beatboxing?
No, it's record scratching.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's not beatboxing. So it's
okay, right.
So we're in Blacktown.
What we doing because of all the faces and the people who are staring, mean mugging, counting their cash and stopping to be like, what the fuck is this honky doing here?
But he plays it cool. He's like, I am one of you.
He literally walks up, throws a hand.
I mean, in all honesty, French Canadians are considered the blacks of French-speaking people. So he's blending in. And he goes into Hawkins' room. Everyone kind of greets him there. They're cool with him. Maybe they're like, it's so audacious that he would do it. They kind of respect it.
I wouldn't say they were cool. I mean, yeah, they were cool with him.
They greeted him, dude.
They didn't greet him. They were indifferent.
No, there's one guy who actually got up and greeted him, and they brought him to Hawkins.
Yeah, okay.
And Hawkins is, as we do in prison, making little BBs for the zip guns they have. They're like, who is this? What is this going to do?
My God, we're doing a prison movie. We're like, how does any of this exist? He's got one of those Bunsen burners you use for like outdoor buffet style things. He's got one of those. He's got a fucking saucepan, and apparently in the saucepan is metal.
Yeah,
and he's
molten metal.
And he's dumping it out into the water to make little shrapnel for zip guns.
They're teeny tiny little BBs.
And
this could not kill anyone.
When you talked about the writer, you're like, he must have gone to prison. He clearly did like some kind of prison visit, and somebody told him like, yeah, we make this.
And while he's doing, he's smoking a joint, and he's like, oh, so I suppose since you helped me today, I owe you? Like, what is this? Well, I thought maybe. I don't know you shit, pal. I don't know. I can't help you. But there is a guy named Priest who might be able to help you.
Yeah, he immediately starts asking him about Barrett, the name that Amanda gave him. Well, you should talk to Priest about it.
He's like, man, I've been here 10 years. I've seen it all. You're right. I am the wisest man in this prison. But I ain't going to do shit to help you.
I love that the wisest man in prison has been there 10 years.
And he's like, I killed somebody, and I enjoyed it. And that's why I'm serving my time.
Because Jean-Claude tried to say, like, let me guess, you're innocent. No, I fucking did it.
I raped a woman and I killed her. Yeah.
I Cosby'd her.
Cut 2. Konefki, he's like, he mentioned, he drops the name Priest. Priest can get you anything you want in this prison. So Konefki's taking him down to the bowels of the prison. He's like, dude, nobody goes down here, man.
We got a sprinkling of penitentiary.
I don't know why, because it seemed like the most chillest prison. It was just a bunch of she-males and fucking priests.
Dude, yeah, this is the nicest place you could go to. He had his own fucking floor to himself. Right. Beautiful sheets. The fragrances were pungent.
Yeah.
Or fragrant or whatever the fucking.
Both were.
God, we're going into like intro 1.5 or whatever we did tonight. God, I hope we're still recording.
So we see there's a lot. This is where all the lady boys stay, because that's Priest. Like he can get you whatever you want, even if you want some man pussy, basically. And so he's got all his ladies with him, and he's just chilling. He's doing his nails. He's got these long nails, and he's got his shades on.
I feel like they call that Bussy. Forget what that was.
Abra, you know. Let us know. She knows about it. And he's like, so, looking to have some fun with one of my ladies? No, that's okay.
I'm just looking for a little.
What? You don't want to fuck one of my ladies?
He waves 100 to calm the scene. Oh, okay. And of course, you know, this is where Priest announces, like, I'm gonna use this 100 to help this bitch get some hormones.
Well, no, he's like, I'm gonna milk this guy for all he's worth, because he does the dumbest move you do. He pulls out a wad and peels off 100. You don't do that.
You don't do that. You always keep what you feel like you need in one pocket to what you need to flash in another.
So he starts spoon feeding Burke a little info. He's like, well, I heard somebody punched a hole in Bear's head.
Well, give me more.
I only give you a little, and so you can like the taste.
You gotta get the taste in your mouth.
So, does he give him the lead of Meyerson?
Yes, he does. He tells him, if you really want to know more about this, there's Meyerson.
Luckily, I'm always on Mappadute. So, fortunately, he's doing the infirmary.
And he chooses his time of work.
Right.
Because we saw him work in the day. Now he's going to say, well, Meyerson, because we learned from Priest, right? Not preacher. That he works the infirmary at night, but he's in confinement. So they literally have this man who's apparently a convicted pharmacist working in a tiny cell in the infirmary. It's incredible. I love this prison. Again, we're going into Penitentiary 3 like fucking crazy comic book world.
Well, it makes sense that if he's the guy doling out the medication, it would just be, they want to keep it locked away so no one can get to it.
Well, that absolutely makes sense. But the fact that there is the infirmary and then there's this tiny cell that Meyerson.
Right. Well, that's where the pharmacy is, right? It makes sense. No, I'm saying that's where they keep the medicine because they don't want like painkillers and shit, so they don't want people getting to it. So it makes sense that they'd have him locked in there and just dispensing the shit.
Right. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying. And so as he's mopping, some guys, they're wheeling in these this trolley full of fucking like containers, and Burke knocks one over
because he's mopping too hard
and looks down, and there's like blood coming out of it.
So Gottman picks it up, and of course Jean-Claude, being curious, what is this? None of your business.
Well, he says it's medical waste.
Oh yeah, medical waste.
So then he goes, when those guys take off, he goes up to Meyerson. Hey, Meyerson. And then he's like, yeah, what do you want? Can you tell me what's going on with Barrett? He's like, I don't know shit. And then then Jean-Claude grabs him, yanks his face against the bars. And he's like, hey, no, I'm not going to tell you anything. Well, how about you would like a little drink? And he pulls out a fucking specimen jar of piss.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's like, oh, I'm telling you, Barrett was clean, man. He didn't have tattoos, man. He didn't do drugs. I don't even know why he was here. He didn't even commit a crime.
Right.
Wasn't even involved with gang stuff, any of that shit.
So now we got to think about this. Like, wait, this guy got punctured in the head, no gang involvement, should have been in prison.
Was a perfect citizen.
Perfect citizen. Had a joint on him.
He was just a patriot January 6th. And then he's just like, and then the guy's like, hey, leave that guy alone. The
Supreme Court said he was a good citizen.
Guard tells Burke to back off, so he backs off, but he's got a lead now. So he calls up Amanda with Priest's cell phone, because you can get anything from Priest.
Yeah, he gave him he gave him $100 fucking. So in prison, that's got to be at least $1 million, right?
And he's like, look, I need some records. And she's like, I can't get you, and the prison hasn't logged into the computer system yet. You have to get the files yourself.
I think I can do that. By the way, I hear you doing like a... What is that sound?
Are you sucking a dick? And she's just like, no.
I'm just eating dinner. And then this is, again, why Jean-Claude has never attempted like a sexual chemistry.
After watching this movie, I'm like, has Jean-Claude ever fucked before? Like, because he never fucks in his movies.
I agree. 1,000%.
And there's a reason why.
Because literally for the next 30 seconds after She
he's
says,
on
"I'm
the butt,
eating-"
dude. He like relies on his butt too much.
Yes. After he said, like, asks what she's doing, and she says, "I'm eating a little dinner," puts the plate away. He just goes for 30 seconds. And she finally goes, "Is everything okay? Is he jerking off right now, Murray? What is
He is in
happening?
prison.
Is he putting his dick in the pruno juice? Because that'd be kind of a funny joke on Kornefsky."
All I know is he hangs up. He asks Priest,
Well, you're cute.
Can you give me a key to the record room? He's like, I can get you anything you want.
All right, and we're cutting right over to that heist happening. Hawkins wheeling some laundry around for no fucking reason.
All of a sudden, when he just said, I want nothing to do with you.
And yet, he wants something
He's
to do
gonna
with
like,
him.
I mean, I guess he's throwing those hundreds around. He's like, yeah, I'll do something.
He might have heard about the 100, yeah.
So he's wheeling in a laundry basket, and they're like, hey, hold up, Hawkins. I gotta check that.
He uses his nightstick to poke around the
Ramming it
laundry.
in.
After he's done,
I don't know buttholes in here, and he's just slamming it. And he's like, all right, it looks clean. And because then Hawkins like, want any pruno? And he's like, fuck yeah, I do.
Wait, is this that same shit? No, this is the new shit. No shit.
So as he's enthralled with his pruno, there's a little trap door like in the basket. Jean-Claude opens up, sneaks into the fucking file room.
Man, it flips through some files real quick, like he's flipping through vaginas, pulls out the records, starts reading through. Oh my God, I got all the evidence I need. And these are metal file cabinets. You know the file cabinets, everybody. He goes to close them and he gashes the fuck out of his fucking arm.
And he makes a loud noise. Wait, what was that? Come on, Hawkins, we're going to check this out. So he opens up the door and there's nobody there. And then we pan up and we see Jean-Claude on the air duct system, like hanging there. And Hawkins sees that and he's like, oh, he tries to distract the guard. And then we see a little blood start trickling down his arm. Blip, a little blop on the table.
Hawkins finds a coffee mug on the table, covers the blood. What? It was just nothing, sir. I was just looking at your coffee, massa.
I guess nobody's in here. Let's leave, Hawkins. So he leaves. Next day, Amanda comes back in. And she's like, he tells her that all the victims are young and new to the system. And they have a designation, SL. They don't know what that means yet.
Gotta figure this out. It's only we need somebody who can really help us here.
He's like, oh, don't worry. I have a hacker friend. I will send him to you. All right, this is where we meet probably the most fleshed out character in this film.
Maybe 5 minutes of screen time?
Yeah, but he uses his screen time well.
Right.
Our hacker friend, did he have a name?
It was like Tingrad, something like that. John Claude actually did say it right before this. I didn't write down into my notes because it happens in his accent and so quickly.
So, when he says hacker, we're thinking Justice from Blood Moon.
Blood Moon.
Gotta be a
Paul London movie.
Gotta be a mature guy, wise guy, knows his way around computers. No.
Hot dogs, knows his way around.
A teenager.
Hot dogs, yeah.
A horny teenager.
This was the most appropriate character ever, though. Because he's like 15, 16, 17.
Got a little, like, baby fucking action.
He definitely watched Under Siege.
Right. And he's just like, clacking, and he's just like.
Oh my God. Murray, I'm so glad you brought that up. The clacking. Because the Foley work on him typing and then the shot of the typing. Literally one finger on one key, one finger on the other key, and they still had the noise of like 5, I should say 8 fingers total working hard.
So he's obviously a horny nerd. This hot, I thought she was okay looking. Hot babe Amanda.
For that kid, that's
that kid,
that's a 12 out of 10 right there for that kid.
And he's just like, I was reading in this men's magazine about the virility of younger men. What do you think about that?
Jordan Peterson tells me that I need to clean my room. My room is clean, and I'm also intelligent. I'm going to be the next person that people think about.
This young man, Elon Musk. And he was like, oh, shit. I'm missing Star Trek. Do you want to watch Star Trek with me? And then she's like, all right, do some hacking and maybe.
Yeah. Well, and she throws her hair over one shoulder with just her head. You know, she does that move.
She's got her like Stanford sweatshirt on.
No, you're thinking of the next scene.
Okay.
Right now, she's wearing the button-up blouse tucked in. I like this look, by the way. So I'll just put that out there. She's got the Jean-Claude pants going on.
So basically, what Chris trying to say is he wants to role play this scene. He wants to be the hacker that impresses the hot babe in the button-down shirt.
Am I allowed to talk about this kind of thing on this podcast?
I talk about the weird sex shit I'm into all the time. Of course you are.
Murray, if some chick wanted...
Maybe it'll make me seem less weird if we talk about your shit.
Yeah,
so
maybe.
Please,
so
elaborate.
Let's go. This is Griffmas in July.
Right.
This is my Griff.
What is your sexual fantasies? I'm sure everyone is waiting to hear.
We're not doing that. But we are going...
the fucking drink on me. I'm so tired.
I know, I am too. But... I will say, like, this look of, like, the balloon fucking David Bowie in the late 80s, like, pull it up, Jean-Claude, pull up the pants high with, like, the big blousey shirt button down. That's a good look. I like this for her.
Interesting.
I'm into it.
Interesting. Okay.
And her leaning over, interested, because he's like, I wrote this little program. It's gonna look for every word that starts with SL because that was the lead.
That was the only thing that all the victims had in common. This designation SL.
SL. Okay. And so he's just going through Webster's looking for SL.
No, what he's doing is he's like, I'm going to look for every word that starts with SL that shows up in these files or something.
Right.
And it turns out SL is short for sleep.
Yeah, he uses a little Linux friends out there, Regex Magic.
And he's like, all right, shit, I'm in. I need a password, though. I need a few days to get this password.
I'm going to have to figure this out. And this is where he turns over, and Amanda's super interested. And he's getting a little look down her blouse.
And then she's like, buttons it up. And then like, all right, kid, I'm driving you home.
Your parents are going to be furious. And he takes his glasses off. Parents, who needs them? I'm an adult. You're an adult.
We also got to point out that, like us, Burke noticed Keen was bald. So he's like, that guy's evil. So he's like, don't tell Keen anything we're talking about. So instead, she goes to the AG. We can trust the Attorney General.
Yeah, you said that we're at the prison.
Where are we?
Yeah.
No, Amanda, you said, right, according to your notes, Amanda tells the Attorney General.
Yeah, I said next day.
Why would she be at a prison then?
Oh.
She's talking to the Attorney General.
Oh. It's so late. I'm so sorry.
So she's like, Tom, I got a hacker working for me. We're starting to break this case. And Tom's like, I don't know about this, you know.
Wait, did you talk to Keen? No,
she's
Burke
like,
told me not to talk to Keen about this.
And she's like, she points, bald, and he's like, oh, okay, I understand.
I understand you. He is a bald-headed geek. I get that.
So now Burke goes back to Meyerson, and the dude's like, fuck, man, if they hear I'm helping you, I'm a dead man. And he's just like,
everything could easily be traced back to me. Pills.
He's like, just last night, another guy got spiked in the head, man.
It's like, oh, another man? Hold on, I got to go back to my cell.
I need to think about these. So he's sitting down there thinking, and then...
reading his Ayn Rand.
Priest lady, I think you called her Jersey.
Jersey, yes!
She shows up, and
warns him.
Her pronouns are they and them. And they are like, hey, you didn't hear this from me, but don't fall asleep tonight because they're coming for you.
That's right. Thanks, her. They. Sorry, we didn't have the pronouns back then. Thanks, they. Or thanks that. I'm so sorry. Guys, we're still learning this.
So, all right. So Amanda goes back to, we can call him Renegade, our hacker.
Yes.
He has finally written that program and he cracks the password. He's just like, sleep. It has to be Morpheus. The Roman got to sleep.
And think about, you see, this kind of works, but again, it works.
But now, so we're thinking And I think you're thinking,
Yes.
or the villain who we just saw 2 minutes of in this entire movie. We're like an hour into the movie now.
Yeah.
The Sandman must be the guy killing everyone for some mysterious reason.
If this were a good movie, we wouldn't be spoiling it right now. But spoiler alert, it's not the fucking Sandman.
No, he's like in a mental institute as in this time in the movie.
He's in the hospital actually,
and so
because he got shot 8 times.
So we get a little like Matrix screen where we just see numbers rolling across the screen.
Right, just all this garbage text. It's supposed to be like the prison's coded system, you know.
And she's like, print this out. We need this. And like, I'm trying, but somebody on the other side is like erasing it as I'm printing.
Yeah, it goes through like 4,000 screens of literally 18 characters. That's all it is. One screen of 18 characters.
So this is a 1990s printer. So it's like, you know, it's taking forever to print this shit.
It's also the thing where instead of deleting the whole file, which would just be like you throwing a rock into a pond, there's actually someone on the other side who logged into the file and hit backspace on the whole thing. And we're watching it in real time, which is, again, sorry, as a nerd who works in computers, not how it works.
So he did good. He got enough printed out.
He got that one page.
That's all
which,
he needed.
Again, was 18 characters.
So, and we find out that the terminal they're getting this from is in the prison infirmary.
Right. They put together all, because everything was like, it was like medical coding. So it was like 2 letters followed by a set of numbers, 2 letters followed by a set of numbers. And they're like, okay, SL, sleep. That means the infirmary. This letter, this set of numbers, that's the prisoner. And so they're like, okay, we can work with this.
Because remember, Hawkins gave everyone their prison numbers.
7, 2, 8, 6, 1, 9.
He breadcrumbs Renegade by giving a little peck on the cheek. He blows a load in his pants.
Yeah, you were so obsessed with that Syracuse sweater and the ripped jeans that she was wearing.
It's to show that she's not as snobby as we think she is.
Yeah.
But she's still smart because it's not Syracuse, it was Stanford, okay?
Oh, shit, my bad.
And, yeah, so she's like one of us. We can trust this girl. So Burt calls Amanda up, and she's like, she knows, like, let me tell you what I found out. There's a connection with the clean blood, but who would have access to those files? I don't know what that means. But she's like, this is where she drops the thing about those numbers. She's like, those are the prison guards, and guess what? Guess what number's next? Yours.
Right.
Because remember, he's got that AB blood, negative blood, that's very rare.
Well, Murray, why I put the clean blood in that, well, they mentioned as well, but the whole idea that we're about to learn about, and again, we don't like this movie, so guess what? We're going to fucking spoil it. They need clean blood for a very specific reason.
That night, Meth Busey and Keel sneak in to Burke's cell.
Justice's warning, or Jersey's warning.
Konefsky immediately gets a Garrett around his throat. He's getting strangled by Keel.
Yeah.
Meth Busey's got the fucking
ice picks.
He starts stabbing the shit out of the bottom bunk. That's where we know fucking Burke sleeps.
But he rolls out from underneath the bunk, beats the shit out of Meth Busey, throws him out. Keel just goes running off, and, you know, we get everybody gathered.
Next scene, DeGraff has Burke chained up in the bowels of the prison. This is below Priest's panty town.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're going to go to solitary confinement. What are you doing in my prison? And you killed, he says, he claims that he killed Konefsky. Is that they're going to blame him?
He's going to pin it on him. See, Murray, you said it. They don't flesh anything out here.
Yeah.
So they make their, like, tension between DeGraff and Burke, but they never really flesh that out. And so here he is. He's just like, you know what? Who do you work for? So DeGraff does jump to the point where he's like, I know you're doing something here. Who do you work for? I don't give a shit. I'm taking your clothes and you're in solitary confinement.
And remember, Jersey had warned Burke. Somehow they found that out. It had to be Jersey. I don't know how they knew that.
I don't know either.
So Beth Busey shows up with his like.
We're doing a series of quick cuts, everybody.
Yeah, we're back. So we're in Jersey. We're in Tranny Town with.
She's working on her favorite tune. She's like making sure she can hit the high note.
And then Keel and Meth show up, and we get a nice
Giallo.
thing. Yeah. So okay, you know how there's douchebag pool shark guys who have their own cue stick.
Yeah.
He has his own ice pick stick, where it's literally he's a handle and the stick
It's a screw.
and he screws it together. And then Jersey's like, you think you would not fuck with Priest's crew, but I guess because we learned that Keel and Meth are working for the fucking prison guard, DeGraff.
This is the first.
They think they're protected.
This is the first clear indication we get of that. But here's the thing that's kind of neat about this shot is because they don't focus on the mirror that's on Jersey's nightstand until like he finishes screwing in his little fucking ice pick, which is so funny to me. They focus so after a few seconds they focus on the mirror and you can see Meth Busey's face.
So next scene we get Meyerson. He's in solitary confinement. He's locked up in a cell, and we hear like a voice. You've been talking to somebody, haven't you, Meyerson?
No, I swear to God, I haven't been talking to anybody.
And then we see a little hose insert through the bars, and then gasoline is blown through the hose onto Meyerson. Ah! And then they pour the gasoline on the floor, pulls towards them, and they just light that motherfucker on fire.
That's right. And now we're going down to Amanda, and she's arriving to visit, of course, her quote-unquote husband for a conjugal visit. But before she gets...
Well, that's the only way they can be together, like, alone. So that's her cover.
Right. And before she can get there, DeGraff has taken a new interest in Burke, and especially his very attractive wife. And she's going to have to be frisked in a very secluded area.
She might be bringing something up her ass,
That's right. So, being, a smart woman from not Syracuse, Stanford, she says, yeah, I need a woman to be present for this. A woman prison guard. Oh, well, we're not living in woke times, so there's no women here. But I got to tell you, Keller here is pretty much a woman.
He's got a daughter.
So it's all natural.
He's sensitive towards women and their issues. So he starts groping her, frisking her, twists her nipples. Like, what are these?
What are these is what he said.
And then he's like, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to strip you, search you.
Boss,
you could add anything up your holes.
There's so many anomalies happening with her body. We're good.
I mean, women have an extra hole. That's extra contraband they could be bringing.
Boss, I gotta tell you, I felt some kind of wetness. And we know women, when they don't want it, they shut it off. There's something suspicious about her.
Well, she does want it. She's there for a conjugal visit. She doesn't want it from those guys. So but like a trooper, she's like, I'm not going to let you guys intimidate me. She wants to close this case and save Burke. And she starts taking her clothes off. She's like, she calls her bluff.
Right. And it's a Jean-Claude movie. So as she's taking her top off, we zoom in like we're about to get a good shot of her nipples. And then we just work into her necky flesh. And that is also...
Is that another Aussie thing? Necky flesh?
Yes, it is, of course. I've been reading that book, Murray. And then we pull back out and she's arriving at the conjugal visit.
No, we cut to Jean-Claude, stripped naked.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we got a beautiful shot. We see his face battered and bloody. There's like a nice light source shining on one eye. It's
on
very
YouTube,
artistic.
This is what you're looking at right now.
And then we pull away, and this is the more mature Van Damme. Because usually he's like, see it all. See all my ass.
Yeah. Side.
Bask in the glory of my buttocks.
Side
ass is all we get. Sorry, folks. This is a more mature Jean-Claude.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, you got a visitor, Burke. and he's like covered in grease and shit. He's watching a cockroach, fucking other cockroach.
They focus way too hard on that cockroach going into a drain.
So they're taken to a trailer for their conjugal visit.
That's how it happens. She's let in there. He's already in there.
And like something about, I guess, solitary confinement did something to make him super horny. I guess that's his kink, is solitary confinement.
Maybe.
Because she's trying to tell him all the information. He just wants to fuck. Maybe he's so method acting. He's like, well, this is what we're supposed to, our cover is we're supposed to be fucking.
14 hours ago, when me and Murray returned back to my house, getting ready to record this, we talked about the scene, and we were just saying, like, this was such an awkward scene. Jean-Claude is clearly asexual, doesn't know how to be romantic, doesn't know how to be comforting. She obviously just went through a horrific experience, and she puts that on display very clearly in the first minute of this interaction. But then they start talking about the case, and then Jean-Claude goes,
well, she'd done all this shit so she could relay this information.
Yeah.
She had every hole's inspected.
Yeah.
And she's just like, look, I went through hell for you, dude. I want to close this case.
Right.
And he's just like, he pulls a Biden. He just is that Pantene? And she's like, yeah, what's it? And he's like,
well, I got the Pro D for you.
He's like, I got some protein for you. And then he just moves in on her, and thankfully we cut away. Because Jean-Claude never fucks on screen.
Just to let you know, she very quickly went from, like, I don't want this to, I very, very, very much want this.
Like we pointed out before, there's no development of characters. This scene makes no sense because up until now, there's been no even signs that they're sexually attracted to each other.
None.
They're just working together to solve a case.
There was like a little bit of kind of a wink and a nod early on where it's like they're flirty. But wow, they jumped the fuck. Again, he's in prison. She just got sexually assaulted by two men, two police officers, two prison guards. Sergeant. Does that mean nothing?
To him, it does. Next day in the yard, we got Hawkins and Priest.
Do you think he cracked a peanut and made her pick up the shell?
With his butt cheeks. We're in the yard. Hawkins and Priest are like, shit, man. They know we're fucking helping Burke. We might be next. We got to fucking do something, man. And so they're like, we got to help this guy solve this fucking case so we can be safe.
Whitey?
So
real?
They need a distraction. You got this wrong here. They needed a distraction. So they set up an explosion somewhere in the prison. So then everyone would be away from the infirmary. So Hawkins and Burke sneak into the infirmary. And they're like looking through the fucking like refrigerator they have.
They have to saw through, they got it padlocked. So they find
they get the fucking thing they use to cut pens.
That's what it is. Okay.
And they cut through a fucking padlock, open it up, and they're like, oh, these are those medical waste things. And like, wait, what is in this baggie? And he looked.
Wait, he's Australian now? What's in this
French
baggie?
Australia, yeah. And it's like, it is a human heart.
Hearty.
And they're like, what's going on here? Are they organ harvesting?
Organ farming.
So, all right, people. Yes, that's the whole plot. They're killing these prisoners. So it would have been better if this is how I'm going to make the movie better. If it was like an underground gladiator thing, we'd have more fights, and they would have to fight the Sandman.
Again, it's not focused.
Because the Sandman he enjoys killing, so he'd be all down for helping these guys. Organ harvest by killing them. So they'd be making money by betting on this shit.
Yeah.
Also organ harvesting.
Jean-Claude, I don't know if he had any word in this, but clearly this movie went off the trail. Make a simple movie. Make Jean-Claude's butt in it, his tush, if you will. And, God, that's it. That's all you need to do. But they fucked it up. They fucked up the formula.
back at the cell block. Everybody, holy shit, man! Did you hear? He's coming, man! He's coming! And
a new fish? Not a new fish. The fish. And this is actually the inspiration for that novel and that movie, The Big Fish. Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
It's that
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Tim Burton did it.
Tim Burton? Who the fuck? Tim Burton?
Tim Burton. Big Fish, I think is what it's called. That's about
I don't know. I'm trying to get through this episode. It's the Sandman, people. And okay, we didn't point this out, but I was having because you never. I don't know if it's Patrick Kilpatrick has a receding hairline, or were they like? They just shave just grab a razor and just shave spots through his hair.
Weird parts of it.
It's because he's balding everywhere.
Yeah.
And yet hair is everywhere.
They really were playing up he's so insane. His hair
wasn't his eyebrows missing?
They bleached him.
Okay.
I paid very close attention because I was like, wait, what's going on? Does he have no eyebrows? They bleached him.
He's in this total catatonic state. They're just walking him through the cell block.
Yet he has a magnetic response to Louis Burke.
Yeah.
And so they just lock eyes immediately.
And then he just smiles. Cut 2. Burke has been abducted by some fucking convicts. He's getting a Tango and Cash shower. It's also, what was up with the mood lighting in this shower room? It was.
I mean, we can do this for the next 5 hours if you want to talk about the mood lighting in every scene. I know you don't.
I might get home at 2 in the morning. You guys better fucking appreciate this goddamn episode for what I'm doing.
We went through fucking hell to put this episode together. I blame Hank.
Burke is chained up. Tango and Cash showers going off everywhere. This is wastefulness, people.
I know. And the other thing is the drain is clogged, so the water is just pooling up under them. Jean-Claude is thrown over the tiniest, flimsiest little fucking water spout, and he can't break free. Jean-Claude can't break free of this. So he's hanging there while these two guys watch as Sandman starts digging a knife through his abs, just like Jesus had abs.
Didn't he rip his shirt off too? Because he's constantly ripping his shirt off throughout.
Of course he did. He had his wife beater on,
and he's just toying with him. And he's like, "I don't want to kill you yet. I'm gonna let every convict know you're a cop." And so we cut away, and then he goes, "Bring me a dream, Burke. Bring me a dream." So now I guess the convicts that were holding him take him back to his fucking cell.
Right, they just pop him back in.
Everyone's flipping out. "We smell bacon, you fucking pig. We're gonna get you."
Hawkins comes over to pay him a very discreet visit. He's like, "Fuck, man, you got a lot of heat on here. Everything I know about prison in the 10 years I've been here," which is the longest time a prisoner's ever been in prison. Again, just kind of letting.
Thanks to the fucking libtards. Yeah.
That's right. 10 years.
It's like a fucking revolving door. You let them out.
Recidivism is that word. Hey, man, I got to tell you. Being a cop, worse than being a baby rapist. You're a dead man.
Yeah. So he's like, "I'm out of here. I don't want to be seen with you." Too late, Burke. You're going to die.
He's got no Hawkins on his team. And we know Hawkins is the heart of the team.
So now, Amanda, she rolls up to Attorney General's house. He's having a big old party. It's like, wait, is there going to be some underground fighting? Because we see all the rich people in their tuxedos and evening gowns.
I was waiting for that, Murray. I was waiting for that big fucking...
Keen is like, "Hey, I want to talk to you about this case." "Fuck you, Keen. You're bald. I know you're up to something. I'm talking to the Attorney General himself." She goes in. He's like, "Let's take this to a private room."
Whoa, lady. Let's take this to a private room. Maybe you could take your top off, slip a nip or two.
And she's like, "Look, I'm positive Keen is in on these killings."
Oh, shit. You want to go that direction with this conversation?
And then,
what is going
remember,
on?
it's 1990, so she gets a beeper call. It's fucking Renegade.
Hold on. Can I take this? And Tom is still playing the fool, so he's just like, "Oh, yeah, of course. Go ahead. Take your call. Take your call." It's Renegade. Hey. The number! I got the number! 742-6330. Yeah, what about it? That's my boss's numbers. Yeah, Your boss's number. He's involved. The AG is involved.
So Tom hangs up the phone, and he tries to explain himself to Amanda. He's like, look, I didn't want you to get involved with this. But, my wife, Helen, and there was a scene where earlier on we learned that his wife, Helen, had some illness that she was recovering from.
Right.
So we learned that she needed some kind of organ transplant. I don't remember. Was it a liver or something like that?
Liver. Let's go with liver.
And he was like, and I'm rich. I should be at the front of the line. But no, apparently it's by need. So a lot of poor people were ahead of her. So I had to do what I had to do.
Why did I work all my life to be put at the back of the line? That makes no sense. I'm at the front of the line.
The list was too damn long. So yeah, I had a guy killed. He's a criminal, so it's acceptable.
And this was a little tidbit they added earlier that we avoided because they do have a line in there where they go, Gottman wasn't even cleared to be a medical doctor in America. He got his license in South America, which we know means you're basically not even a doctor at all. And they shipped him up here. And he started working in this prison.
Right. So we know he's crooked. He got his degree from South America. So he's like, and then I was like, hey, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a small businessman. I can make money giving rich people organs from criminals. These are scum.
Right. They're just criminals. They don't deserve to live or even have organs.
And then as they say that, his wife Helen walks in, hey, Tom, are you going to cut the cake? And then...
Of course, he's holding a gun right now on Amanda. And so he turns and they're all just like, oh? Well, I brought a gun to cut the cake.
And Amanda's like, look, maybe you can explain this to your wife, Tom. I have to leave. And she walks out and Helen's like, what the fuck's going on? All right, we're back in prison. Keller, the mustache cop, is going to the groper.
Yep.
Is taunting our boy Burke. Sandman's coming for you, Burke. And it's like, and then we see, he doesn't see. There's these little
bare wires
connected to the bars, connected to that boom box from earlier. Yeah. And
you don't have enough guts to step up to me, do you, Keller?
And he grabs the bars. And then I love it. He sets up. He turns the fucking volume up
to 11. And a little nod to Spinal Tap.
And fucking kills him. Falls down.
Grabs the keys,
releases himself, and we're like, oh, he's out. And then all of a sudden, we see a hand open up the fucking key to all of the cells.
And while while you see that hand going, you hear, and
then you
hear, so I wonder who did that. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I wonder who did that.
Yeah, no. It's fucking the Sandman. He releases all the cells.
Of course it is. They gave it away with the fucking song. Anyways, the inmates are chasing Burke.
Everybody is chasing. It looks like fucking from the movie Help, where all the people are chasing the Beatles.
I need some money.
And these
inmates run the prison. School's out for
summer.
Inmates
are running the asylum.
Yeah, there we go. School's out for summer. All that shit.
He's like, so we see a scene. He's running, all these people following him. He gets through a door. DeGraff's like, what the fuck's going on? And he
grabs him. Yeah, and then he's like, oh shit, close the gate, rearm the fucking security. And it's just a knob. There's just knobs everywhere. And he goes, knob, and it turns all the security back on.
Well, I think it just closes that one door that they're in because they're literally running.
Yeah, they are still running. In fact, the inmates all get to Gottman. And there is a scene where they go, time for your shit. And they cut his wiener off.
Yeah. But before that, we get Burke thrown into an office. We see Meth Busey and Gottman's there.
Right. And as he's getting thrown in, we see that Hawkins is just watching. And he's shaking his head like, what do I do?
Right. He's like, he's at his post where he hands out the numbers and shit. And he's like, he's got a dilemma. He's like, do I help this white boy? I don't know.
Inside the office, Gottman's, we had the perfect plan. We were taking organs. We were organ farming. We were giving away to rich people. We were making billions. It's capitalism 101.
So I think you got it wrong. I think Meth Busey is getting ready to shoot Burke.
No, it was DeGraff.
Well, what happened? Because Meth Busey's the one who gets shot, right? DeGraff doesn't.
Meth Busey gets shot. DeGraff gets shot.
Because what happens is the door fucking explodes.
Yes, they
and
had a
fucking priest with his little zip gun with the BB. It blows the door into smithereens.
Right. But no, DeGraff has the gun in his hands for sure.
So it's such a powerful blast. Everyone's knocked to the fucking floor.
Of course.
Hawkins and Priest bust in. Priest wearing his own outfit, like we pointed out. He got his little red leather, like fucking hat with no brim on it.
Right. He's got like the monk hat or Morocco mole's hat almost. The fez.
Yes. It's not a fez.
It's like a short fez cut in half. But then we didn't even mention this. They had fucking colored contacts for him too.
I don't know. He might have just had weird eyes because they were brown, but they were like a light brown.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You think that? Oh,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It could have been
contacts. If they weren't contacts, I love that they used them because he had a striking feature. I remember Priest from this movie now. I don't remember much from this movie. I remember Priest.
So they make the save and they go to another room. They lock themselves in, and Keel busts in using dumbbells as weapons.
Just powers right through the fucking door, just punches through, and he starts fucking swinging around. He nails, I think it was Priest with it, but John Claude, of course, takes him down. He's like, we need to go to the kitchen.
So they go to the elevator. They're going down to the kitchen. Remember, literally, there's 20 subfloors to this fucking prison, and we see them all in this next scene.
Right.
And they go down, opens up, and fucking Hawkins is shot in the shoulder immediately as the door opens.
The guy is killed. I think it was Priest. Shoots the guy dead. So they're like, okay, it's clear. We run through.
So, okay. Hawkins has been shot in the shoulder.
Yeah.
We've learned if it goes through,
You're
it's
safe.
it's like a scratch.
Yeah.
But he is like immobilized. He's like, I can't go on any longer.
Right. And so he's, John Claude's like, I can't go anywhere. He's my savior. He is my, he's my guru. But Priest, Hawkins tells him, no, get to freedom. And then Priest is left with Hawkins, and Hawkins tells Priest, make sure that white boy gets out. Like, he's one of the good ones.
So he takes off, and then the elevator opens again, and it's DeGraff. He's like, I smell something pungent.
I smell N-word.
And then we're like, oh shit. And then he goes up to the place where we think Hawkins is. He's gone.
Yeah. And so a couple more times, gets on Hawkins, puts the shotgun to his head. Boy, I gotta tell you, it's been something I bet. It's on my bucket list before I quit to blow your brains out.
Kiss your black ass goodbye, son. And then boom. Falls down, Priest standing behind him. When you make a deal with the priest, it's for keeps. And then he runs after Burke.
Somehow catches up to Burke. Apparently, Burke's just been running in circles. This prison is a fucking MC Escher painting.
This prison has the most elaborate boiler room. I bet Freddy Krueger would masturbate to this fucking room. With his clawed hand.
He would get lost in this boiler room.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know where to go.
Levels upon levels upon levels.
Catwalks galore. This is the iconic 90s still in function steel mill.
Remember, Priest knows every inch of this fucking thing. So he's like, look, we go through that door, we're home free, we're outside.
Yeah.
And then it's a Sandman hits him right in the nuts with a fucking axe.
Sandman testifies.
He testicleifies.
Get to safety.
So,
now we've got John Claude left to chase Sandman through the labyrinth that is this factory. I'm going to get you, Sandman.
Catch me, Burke, or Hawkins die.
So we're just running through.
So this is where we get a great
Theme, catwalks,
You know what? I
metal
was thinking,
girders.
you know why this is? Do you know why this Van Damme movie doesn't connect with us? No splits. He doesn't do one split in this.
You're right. He did not do a split.
This would be the perfect scene.
Too
for
much
a
mass.
split.
Too much mass.
You're probably right. He didn't have that elasticity.
He didn't have the ballerina body. I always
So, and he shows it off right here because we get a scene. He literally does a fucking muscle pose.
He gets to a landing. Sandman! And he rips.
Come on! And
He-
then we have a 360 pan around him.
And he's all fucking peck jellied, greased up too. Just flexing so hard as the camera circles him. And then we get a
giant monkey wrench that flies at him.
hits him. So we get our first fight on the landing here. They're going back and
We're
forth.
getting some sweet roundhouse kicks from Van Damme, some tippy taps to the face.
We learned that Sandman is basically Michael Myers, immortal. He took 6 slugs to the chest
Right.
and didn't die. And now he's taking fucking roundhouse kicks, bashing his face off
Bert
pipes.
kicks the wrench away. It falls down the fucking bowels of hell because there's like 50 subfloors.
But then he gets punched in the face and he's still down. And so he gets punched in the face and he turns his head away for like 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Sandman has disappeared again. So Burke has to go find him.
Then, all right, we're in a boiler room, allegedly. Why is this tool? I don't even know what you describe this tool. It almost looks like a lathe, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's just a thing with a rotary blade.
And it's on a track. So it just kind of moves down this little
But
track.
the thing is, it doesn't even cut like it should be like instead of like it's like a fan blade coming
Yes.
at you. It should be to like reverse. So it's like like it's coming at you like a
So
blade.
it would saw
like a
you-
table saw.
Yeah.
No, it's just literally a fan blade coming towards
It's
you.
very awkward, but yeah, we're gonna play this up.
Why is it even in this room? Who the fuck knows?
Of course, we know that Burke is being toyed with by Sandman.
Yeah.
So Sandman turns this awkward blade towards
Well, we actually
him.
get a scene where we see Burke like looking around and Sandman's hiding behind like a pipe.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and slams Burke's head down.
He scares him with the sound of the blade because Burke turns towards the blade, and that gives Sandman the edge to shove his face first, and then
We get the scene where it's closing in on his face.
they jockey over position, so they're trading off whose face is in it, and then
No, it's just he just has Burke down, and then Burke reverses it the last second.
that's what I mean. They jockey for
Well,
it. a little bit.
no, you're saying like they're going back and forth. There's just one reversal. That's all.
Let's really get into this for the next 40 minutes.
I'm just telling you how it is. You don't need to because I'm right. And so it looks like he gets the blade in the back of his head and he just blows it off.
It took off a little bit more of his hair. Honestly, if you watch that again, God damn it. Burke would have worked better for Sandman. Sandman loses a little bit more hair, and that is the explanation of why he has such patchy hair.
Kicks Burke. Burke falls off the ledge onto a lower level of the fucking thing. All of a sudden, the inmates have come in. They're like surrounding him.
It is a tall, large, rectangular, square staircase / balcony area. So all the prisoners have gathered. This is their fight ring now. This is very much Lionheart fight ring, Murray.
Sandman unscrews a light bulb,
I liked this. I really liked this.
breaks it, so it's almost like a broken bottle.
Right.
Starts slashing at Burke, cuts him a
Hitting
few
him, too.
times.
Slashing him up into the fucking gills. But this is, of course, Van Damme's strong suit, using his legs for reach. So he starts landing some kicks and everything. And for some reason, Sandman gets annoyed with their fight and goes over and opens up a fire grate.
Well, he opens the furnace up.
Or the furnace, yeah.
And he's like, "Welcome to hell, Burke!"
And then stands there and waits.
And allows himself to be fucking kicked right into the furnace immediately.
And so
There's not even a scene. Well, I guess we had that scene earlier where he's like you need a scene where he's about to push Burke into the furnace.
Right.
Because we forgot to mention he rips Burke's shirt off so he can open the furnace door. Because we need one more shot of the pecs of Burke.
Oh yeah, because the handle's hot.
Right.
Of course. So yeah, now Sandman is in the furnace, very Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, and he's in there for literally like 30 seconds.
30. Oh, we're not kidding. It is an inferno in the tiny furnace. He gets in there, 30 seconds. John Claude is just like, I've done it. I've won. He's standing there.
It's like every movie. The hero turns his back, walks away.
Slow motion. The door opens.
And he just
walks out on fire.
Sandman's just charred a little.
He still had hair.
Yes.
He still had
He had a little soot on his face. He was in an inferno. But so this is why this was a bad fight scene. Because Van Damme just immediately just kicks him again, and then there's like a pipe, and it impales fucking Sandman's head.
It was like a long bolt.
Yeah,
like a bolt you would put a hex nut over.
Well, yeah, because what it was like a turn a shutoff valve. But why would there be it
doesn't make sense. And so that impales back. Think about this. What was the MO of the serial
killer? To the back of the head.
So he gets punctured in the back of the head, and he still talks.
You can't kill me, Burke. I'm the Sandman. Yeah. Whoa.
Thank you, James. And so Burke comes over and squeezes his chin, lifts it, and you hear it crunch, and the Sandman's eyes close, and then he like crushes his jaw too. And then all the fucking inmates are just like, well, fuck.
We gotta respect that, man. You killed the Sandman.
And you literally hear amongst them,
he literally said, you can't kill me, and he just killed him.
He killed him.
So you gotta respect that.
So all the inmates are going, yo, bro, he just killed.
So they just allow him to go past.
Go walk out. We go walk out. We see Hawkins getting wheeled out.
Yeah.
Burke runs over and goes, this man saved my life.
You should release him. Well, he did rape and murder first. But he saved my life.
Saved my life. And I'm a white man.
He's been rehabilitated.
Yeah, this is like the real Green Mile story right here. You saved a white man.
Amanda shows up and they give an awkward hug. And then we just pan away.
She's breaking up with him that night. Like
she's like, I fell in love with Renegade.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I did not enjoy that conjugal visit. Renegade knows how to treat him.
He knows how to eat pussy because we learned it from Revenge of the Nerds. All nerds know how to eat pussy.
Exactly. That's why they're all scarred
Wait a
up.
woman's hardest for a pussy, guys. Remember that. Learn how to eat pussy.
Guys, I wish we had more patience to really, really, really let you out of this movie, but we fucking don't. It's 2 a.m. almost.
Yeah, it'll be for me when I get home. Yeah.
I'm going to have to work fucking hard to figure out what's going on.
I'm so glad I got a day off tomorrow because I'd be fucking fucked up.
I hear you. But
what is up for week 2 of Griffmas in July?
Oh, that's right. I got to announce this. Murray, I hope your next Saturday is open because we are going to be getting down the pipes on this one. We are going to be...
We were just down the pipes for this movie.
Well, good. We're already down here. Somebody's going to have to hand us a couple of fucking, good old hats, boots, gloves, because we're going to be fucking wrenching a lot of pipes down here. We're going to be figuring out what happened back in the theaters in the year 1993 when young Griff was dragged in to see an iconic movie, a movie that everybody should have loved.
I would say, not for my generation, more for yours. Well, I guess mine too. Iconic character. I don't know about an iconic movie.
Yeah, iconic character. John Leguizamo's in it. Why is he?
Dennis Hopper is in this movie.
What was
this
movie? Hopkins?
Bob Hoskins.
What are we?
It could have been Captain Lou Albano. It should have been Captain Lou.
We didn't need to do this movie early on. We needed to.
We don't need to do it now, but we're gonna do it.
We needed to save this for Griffmas in July because yes, I was obsessed with the Mario series. I was so excited to see a Mario movie, and young Griff did not know how to appreciate what they gave us because this movie is a fucking freak show. And I can't wait to see it again. I have not watched it since I was
Say
8.
what it was? It's the Mario Brothers.
I said it was a Mario Brothers. I haven't seen this since I was 7, 8.
I have never seen this movie for a reason. But it's Griffiths in July.
That's
Griff decides.
That's right.
So I will watch it.
Next week, the Mario Brothers, 1993, I think it came out. We all know the movie. We all love it. We all want to see Goombas and Bowsers and Paratroopers, Koopa Troopers.
I have no idea. I don't know what the fuck he's saying.
Every one of these characters.
I will
is in
learn by
every
next week
Mario
what
movie.
these words mean.
I can't wait to go through this fucking acid trip of a movie. And until then, everybody, I hope you, because I know I, isn't it?